Hey, what's going on? Welcome to Player Worn Podcast.
I'm your host, Jordan Rose.
Samuel Lawrence. You might remember me from things. We're starting a new podcast, which isn't that easy, to come out here and develop who we are. But we hope over time that you'll get to know us and notice what we're saying about cards and just life and stuff, because cards do mimic life. Life as art. Isn't that whatever?
Did we say that it's called
the Player Worn Podcast?
Yeah.
Bear with my memory.
No, you're good. But anyways, this is a new podcast. It's going to be at least weekly. I'd love to be doing this live soon. We got some special guests we're going to bring in. A little bit about me. I work in cards, I guess you could say full-time for the most part. I focus on basketball. I'm a big basketball fan. Basketball cards, I come from the school of Master of One or Master of None. So that's, I've been doing this for about 3 or 4 years now, something like that. How about you, buddy? What do you know about cards?
Did you? Well, I want to ask you a little bit more about you.
Okay.
Were you into collecting cards as a kid?
Oh, hell yeah.
And you were into playing ball too when you were a kid?
Yes, I love it.
And like you've been watching games. It's not like you just started watching games like you, because I remember you back in the day being into basketball, right?
I mean, yeah,
like Blazers
not as heavy as I am right now.
Right.
I really follow stats and stat lines because, I want to look for players and look for,
up and coming.
Yeah, and plus I love basketball. I really do. I enjoy it. I enjoy seeing live games and, it's I'm happiest the time of year when it's basketball season.
What cards did you collect as a youth?
Both basketball and baseball. Primarily basketball though. I came up in the 90s. Shaquille O'Neal was my big, and then I kind of fell off about the Kobe era. Because this thing came up. I don't know if you've ever heard of it, pussy. And so, I kind of got away from it a little bit and, went on to college and then kind of came back to it post-pandemic mainly. Pandemic I know was a huge thing, and I watched it kind of during then, but there was a lot of madness going on.
Everyone got into collecting during the pandemic.
Yeah.
We all had the pandemic money.
Yep. And I didn't really get into it heavy then. Like I was still messing with cards a little bit, but not to the extent I am now. And then I had a major injury, and I had to have a spinal discectomy. They took a vertebrae out of my back, and so I was laid up for like 6 months. I couldn't walk or anything, and I don't know, there's this podcast or YouTube, channel, Chris Sewell, the card collector, investor, dealer. That dude's voice was so soothing. I don't know how many times like I fell asleep.
Jacked up on Vicodin, just like,
killing it, dude.
In my ear.
Dude, and I would just sleep and wake up and it'd be on. And this guy just sits there. He's very monotone. He doesn't get excited, but he talks about cards. He talks about his experiences with cards and just a nice guy. And I watch him on podcasts. I mean, I look forward to having him on this shit. Like for real. That's what I want to do is have him because that guy is legit. And what's nice?
Chris Sewell.
Sewell. He calls himself, I don't know if you've seen any of the videos. Like it's called, he's a collector, investor, dealer. Chris Sewell here or whatever. And he's just, the dude's amazing. Like, and I've seen him recently on other podcasts and stuff. And the dude just very even keel. He doesn't follow trends per se. The dude, you can tell he really loves it. And so that's where I got back into cards, watching him a lot and just listening to that dude was very soothing. Like, I don't know how many times I probably fell asleep and woke up, in pain and being like, oh, dude, it's Chris, chill, man. And I really enjoyed that. So, but yeah, so post-pandemic is when I got really heavy into it.
And did you miss because with most collectors things that were going on. Like for me, it was synthesizers, and I got in at just the right time, bought all this gear.
Right,
I had a fire insurance claim, got like a shitload of cash, and just like
stuff
invested it all into synthesizers, like behind my baby mama's back at the time, just like secretly, just like ordering. Yeah,
that baby mama.
Well, wasn't she? Wasn't she? For the record, she was not my wife.
Okay, yes,
so
correct.
That's what it was.
Anyway, but yeah, so
I bought like tons of synthesizers and collected them basically. And
I recall.
And then when I moved across the country, I moved to NC. I sold most of the collection to recoup some funds.
Yeah.
But I did it at just the right time. And right after that, like everyone ran out of that sweet Pando cash, and like the synth market just like tanked. And I remember talking to these because I'd met a lot of friends that were buying and selling synths.
Right.
And a lot of them were like, dude, you got out of like
the bag.
Yeah, they just had so many synths that they were like, I gotta pay the bills now. Man. Did that happen with cards too? Like, did you follow it?
Not to me. No, I mean, yeah, it's happened to people. You know, that was big in the big Zion craze. I came in right at the end of that because Zion
What's
was
the Zion craze?
So Zion Williamson, who was a rookie in 2019, I believe. Dude has been plagued with injuries. He recently, he's like hooking up with these porno chicks, and all this drama came out. But dude can never seem to play more than 10 games without getting injured. And there was so much hype around him being the second coming. Like, this dude is going to change the game. Similar to Victor Wembanyama now, but he's actually doing it. Which is awesome. But so the pricing on, like, I believe like a Zion Williamson like PSA 10 silver prism was going for like $1,200. Now it's like $15. Dang. You know, and a lot of people got caught up in that sweep and cooked.
It's like those NFTs.
And I watched a lot of that stuff from the sidelines. So I came into buying and, kind of learned a lot of lessons the hard way, but I learned from them. You know what I mean? eBay was always my go-to. And then I was introduced to this amazing thing called Whatnot. At the time, I thought it was amazing. I still love it for what it is, but not my favorite platform. But it's introduced me to a lot of great people, and then, here I am now. I've made a nice network of people that I enjoy and that I get to work with through cards. And so that's rad, But I guess back to your question is, yeah, I missed that. And now it's, but now it's kind of irked back up to like pandemic level of the value of things.
Right.
And that's where people are starting to freak out. Like, every day I see these podcasts and YouTube, like, it's doom and gloom. Shit's the ass end's gonna fall out. Oh my God. And you guys, oh no. And there's always, it's just like when I used to trade a lot of stocks and options, there was like the naysayers. Why is it in every industry you've got these people doing this stuff and people, I guess, listen to them?
Well, there's volatility right now, so it's
totally.
Like you could hedge your bets either way,
right?
And you got a 50% chance of being right or wrong,
right? Right. But if you keep on saying the sky is falling every single day, eventually it's going to, at least to some extent,
get it right for a day or something.
Right. And that's what, like, I've even been interviewed for like podcasts. I'm not going to say this one goof. I'm not going to mention his name, but some people would know. I'm not going to call anybody out right now. But dude was just so doom and gloom oriented that I told him, like, no, you can't use me. We did an interview and dude was using the free trial account on the Zoom. So like the interview ended when the 20 minutes was up. Let's put it that way, how broke ass this dude was. But, that's another story for another time. But I hope he watches this too. That's really extremely poor, but I told him where to put it. Because the doom and gloom, like, dude, there's money in this shit, okay? There's new people every minute, every hour, every day on Whatnot, spending bank. eBay is setting records every month, okay? There's a lot of money in here, and it's not going anywhere. Now, granted, we might have a war, something might happen, and everything might drop the hell out, and then you can wave your flag and be like, look I got it right.
Yeah.
Fucking douches. But I mean, for the day to day, like, no, dude, this shit is healthy, man. I mean, yeah, there's a repack market that is keeping things moving, but dude, I don't know. You know, there's a lot of things I hate about the sports car market, but there's a lot of things I love. And and the best thing about this hobby is that you can do it. You do you, and you can do it however you want. I'm not going to sit here and tell you how you should do it. I'll tell you my experiences and what maybe I think, but you know, you can do it how you want. That's the best thing about the sports car hobby is do what makes you happy, do it how you want to do it.
Yeah, and learn as you learn as you go along. Like, don't make any crazy bets.
I mean, you can't. You know, if
you got the,
you know, depending on how much scratch you want to throw down. Like, there's a lot of players I've put a lot of money into and lost, but there's a lot of players that I've put a lot of money into and won and enjoyed. You know, and I'm still enjoying the fruits of that. But it's not just about the money to me. It's a lot more because, you know, I've always been told, like, you need to keep the collector and the business separate. And that's my biggest problem is I can't do that. Yeah. I can't because I love collecting the shit. Like, I hate, and I have seller's remorse regularly because I'm just like, damn it, I don't want to sell that card. But I got offered today. I sold a huge card on eBay and I just got it back from PSA today. And I put it up 2 times what I paid for it, more than 2 times, 2.5 times what I bought it for. And dude, I have it up there for like 6 hours and somebody buys it. Yeah. And I'm just like, dude, what the hell? But, you know, because I'm buying some of the right stuff, you could say. Stefan Castle, Eminence card. You know, beautiful card. He's killing it right now. But, you know, so it's buying the right stuff and what you like.
But I mean, it's more than just whether the players blow up or crash, or you know, or whether the entire assets and stock market crashes. There's like all these other moving parts to the cards, which has been really interesting to me as an outsider. I haven't really talked about
haven't mentioned your experience in cards.
But like, let's just say that I'm a complete noob, and this just sort of fascinates me coming from a collector point of view. I've been a collector of various various things. Some might call me a hoarder.
No.
But you know, it's been interesting for me. You know, I'm always like looking for what the you know, might be a good money making angle, and I just like collecting things too. Basketball's I've always like basketball is honestly one of my probably my favorite sport. Like,
there you go.
I don't know. But I thought it was really interesting having not seen any baseball or basketball collector trading cards for since I was a fucking kid.
It changed, huh?
And then you're like, show me your cards. It's like, this has a lock of this player's like hair fastened into this
DNA sample.
DNA
it's wild.
Yeah. Here's his dirty underwear, like cut out from it.
It's wild, man. They've taken it to the next level.
And like, I just didn't understand. I'm like, well, how can these new things be so valuable? And I'm like, well, I've got all these old cards, and you're like, yeah, they're not worth shit. And it's like, well, why aren't they worth shit? They're older. And it's like, because they weren't rare.
Right.
And you know, and that's what's been super fascinating to me is going through, like, you told me that. And I still was trying to wrap my head around it. You were like, well, these cards are like, this is a 1 of 1, or this is like a 1 of 8.
It's numbered, serial numbered.
And that's interesting to me because that sort of gets into like the NFT sort of like...
provide scarcity.
Yeah, provide scarcity, exactly. Yeah. But what's really interesting is I was going through my... pulling out my old comic book collection and comic card collection. I don't know what you call those.
Those Marvel cards. Yeah, those are dope.
And I've got like all these original ones. And then and then my dad was like, it's in my genes, man. My dad was a collector.
He's a hoarder.
Man, he had like first issue Spider-Man, like original Spider-Man.
Okay.
His mom, my grandma, threw away his box of comics that was in the attic. And like it would have been worth like hundreds of thousands of dollars. And so but he was, even when I was a kid, was like secretly collecting, and it was like an issue. Like they went to my mom and dad went to like she dragged his ass to like family counseling, you know,
mediator.
like had an intervention with him, like right around when I was born, because he was like hiding stamp collections.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and like I pulled out his old stamp collection. I'm like, man, this has to be worth like a lot of money.
Yeah, was it?
And I was going through it, and like, dude, it's not worth shit. And it's super interesting because it's like.
That's gotta be some old shit.
It's like a very organized and like nice collection. And
are they used stamps too?
No. These are like sheets, like whole sheets that the post office.
Can you still use them though?
Yes, you can. So they're at least worth like that value.
Yeah,
right?
no
like
shit. Send some letters, right?
No, yeah. But what's interesting is that there was like in the 90s there was maybe in the 80s too, but. In the 80s, I guess is when it started. There was a speculator boom, right?
Okay,
and
that's what it all is if you think about it. But yes,
right. But the all these post offices around the world, like postal things that were producing the stamps, started producing them for collectors,
right?
And this is pre-internet, which is really interesting, right? So there wasn't access to like information of like forums of people being like, do we know how many of this thing they're printing? Right?
Yeah,
so they were overprinting like millions of these things.
There's your junk wax era.
Yeah, exactly, dude. Yeah. Exactly. And so that's what happened was I started taking photos of all these sheets of stamps and putting them up into Claude and ChatGPT and asking for values.
Wait a minute. Can you explain to me what Claude is again?
Claude it's like
I thought it was like your butler or some shit.
Yeah, Claude's like an AI assistant app. Like it's like ChatGPT. It's an AI app, but it's better from what I've been told, like research. I was using ChatGPT, and some youngins that like knew this shit better than me were like, dude, why aren't you using Claude?
Get with the times, old man.
And it actually was a lot better for this purpose, but I was pretty amazed because I was like looking into buying some of these apps where they're like specifically for card collectors or whatever, where you upload the photos and it searches the value. Yeah. And then I was like, well, I might as well try ChatGPT because I'm like paying for a
it does plan with similar. It. Yeah, the ChatGPT.
Yeah, it does pretty much the same thing.
I was kind of surprised. With cards, there's a specific app that I use that I know that I usually recommend. Future sponsor, where you at? Card Ladder, the name of the show, Card Chatter. So that's the one that I use that I feel is the most accurate, that I feel has the most information.
What does it go by, like current sales?
Yeah, but it covers a lot of different like auction houses, whereas other things don't. I mean, eBay's always the grand poobah, that's what it is eBay is the main hub. And if you look at all the sales of everything combined, usually doesn't even equal up to what eBay's doing of everything else besides eBay.
And you were telling me you can like search eBay just for like past sales, right?
Oh, 100%.
Can you narrow it down to like the last 6 months, or is it?
Oh, it's like to yesterday.
But can you set like a range where you're like, I want to look for sales of?
Yes, it depends on the rarity of the card. I mean, that's the thing is, and it's flawed, because if somebody spells like a name wrong or the brand of card wrong, dude, you type it in wrong or whatever, you're not going to get all the sales that came up, But I mean, a lot of the stuff like that, There's something that's really big, which I'm not good at, and that is buying and selling liquid cards. And what I mean by that is stuff that is liquid, and there's lots of sales comps. These are cards that are traded more like hobby darlings cards, there's a lot of weird nuances in the sports card hobby. Like if you take, like, let's say Kaboom, which is a case hit. So there's one of these cards in a case of boxes, right? And the boxes cost let's say $600 a box. And so in every case, which there's like 12 of those at $600, so that's $7,200, right? There's one of these cards and it's called a Kaboom. And so people are gaga about these Kabooms, all right? And so...
How do you know that it's a Kaboom? Does it say?
Yes, it is very distinct on what it is.
It literally says the word Kaboom?
It says Kaboom right across. I'll show you. But
and this is across different...
So they make them for football and basketball. But
is it just one brand of cards?
So wait, that's the caveat I'm getting to. So they started making it in more. It used to just be in Crown Royal, which now I don't know the football one. It was in something else for football, but basketball was in Crown Royal, and then they put it in Revolution, which is like a lower end brand. Now though, Panini no longer has the licenses, so now Topps has them, and now. No more Kaboom, I guess, or we're gonna have unlicensed Kaboom, which I don't want Victor Wembanyama on there or whoever with a blank jersey because you can't have the team name because it's unlicensed,
right? And
Topps isn't, that's Panini's IP, right? So Topps can't make Kaboom. They do have something I've heard people talking about as similar to the Kaboom is the ultraviolet cards, which I've picked up a couple of those from Topps. I'm not a huge Topps pumper. I'm not going to sit up here and be like, I love Topps, baby. No, I don't. I miss the Panini product, man.
Wait, so Panini's not around anymore? What's going on?
So they lost the licenses for basketball and football. Like when we were kids, there was Donruss, there was Topps, there was Fleer. There were all these companies made baseball, basketball, whatever the hell. Not anymore, man.
So it's just been Panini? That was it?
It's been just Panini since 2000. What is it, 2010? I don't want to quote that.
Does Panini have sub-companies under them?
Yes. Like so brands? Panini releases all these different brands like Flawless, Impeccable, Immaculate, Revolution, Flux. And
their series of cards.
Yeah, and they would just, and they would span it out. So during the year, throughout the year, every 2 months, there was a different basketball release and or whatever. So it was always something. There's always something. Topps now comes along and they've got the releases, but so they took over.
Does Topps get did they get the
new? They bought the license and they get it for, I believe, the next 17 years. And it's just like, man.
So Panini's done?
No, Panini still has, they focused a lot of their energy, I believe, into NASCAR. I believe that they're big in the soccer world still. I've seen them roll the dice with some new products like Live Golf,
table tennis,
pickleball.
I
think that I don't know if they make the pickleball cards, but there are pickleball.
These old geriatric guys.
So they do still have some avenues. It'll be real interesting because they've been releasing. So they never had the baseball licenses. Panini has never had baseball. They only had football and basketball. So Topps had continuously made baseball cards, right? And Panini made unlicensed baseball cards this whole time. And so, it would be, Ken Griffey Jr. with no, wearing a blank jersey. I mean, that to me sucks, dude. And I can't get behind that personally. That's just not, I don't know. So that's why.
Did they Photoshop it off?
Oh, dude.
Or was
so when Topps, I'm going to show you some stuff, but oh man, I wish I could bring it up right here, right now. Yeah, eventually we're going to get to that. I'm going to add this in post.
Here, this photo of.
So the Topps Chrome or the Topps made a couple products 2 years ago, a year ago, Topps Cosmic. Dude, it looked like fourth graders did the graphic design. It was so bad, dude. Dudes with Beetlejuice, the little head guy. Dude, it was so bad, man. And I was just like, oh my God. And then that's what we had as a representation for unlicensed product for the longest time. And then now Topps has the licenses, and dude, the cards that they're putting out, I mean, they just came out with Topps Chrome, which all these dudes and all these old school dudes that and like I said, in this podcast, I have no problem with talking about other podcasts because I listen to them. I do listen to some of the other podcasts, and I'm not going to drop any names in a minute, but these sports card numbnut nonsense, those dudes talk about, how Topps Chrome. It's like, dude, get on your knees harder for fucking fanatics, dude. Like, get off your knees. Get some knee pads, partner. Like, because these guys just like, dude, these guys could do no wrong, man. And then they'll be like, no, see, we're calling him out, right? The big fat dude. And it's like, dude, but then your criticisms are like, well, I wish they would have put a couple less cards in the pack or something. It's like, dude, come on, man. No, the Topps Chrome and the Topps product thus far is shit to me. I'm not into it. And it's like, dude, Panini, man, we bitched and moaned about their QC, which, the cards should not be fucked up when you get them. Excuse my language. But, man, I miss some of the products already. Like National Treasures Flawless, like those cards I showed you with the diamonds in them and shit. Yeah. Dude, what are we doing? Like, where are we at? We got 2 products so far since October. I mean, yeah, it's been 4 months, but I'm used to Panini. I'm used to the banger, bang, bang. I got Topps paper cards.
And so is Topps like, are they going to do is there any talk about doing any kind of like working with Panini? To
No. They're at odds. They're suing each other back and forth and shit. No, that's not happening. I wish that they did something with their IP.
Trademarks on any kinds of the kinds of cards that Topps can't produce?
No. I don't think you can trademark like a memorabilia card because it's been done by lots of people. And to give Topps credit, like some of the stuff I've seen, they have like their whatever museum collection or what, I don't even know, Dynasty Royalty or some shit. And some of it looks pretty cool, but I'll be waiting to see what happens this year. Now they got these new patches that like LeBron's supposedly wearing one right now that has like some number on it or some shit. And like he's going to wear a different one every game, and that'll go in individual cards with the game date and all that shit, which Panini had done, I've seen before. But that's dope. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like that is, okay.
Yeah.
Love. But, I'm also like looking at who's getting these cards. Right. Because like when I'm seeing their big breakers opening the same cards or all their product, it's like these big breakers are getting all these big hits, man. But they're not loaded boxes. Boston Card Hunter is telling me learn how to do math, you idiots. And it's like, dude, no, man. Like, there's no way the probability doesn't make sense that these guys are hitting in one weekend, opening 20 cases or whatever.
Right.
They're getting 3 of these cards that it's 1 in 10,000 packs for everyone. I mean, come on, dude. You can't.
So basically, there's a conspiracy theory that they're for somehow they're giving them the boxes so that they open those because they know
their
that
exposure.
Those influencers are going to get online and show them off, and then everyone else is going to go buy them because they think that they're going to get that too.
100%.
They've already been given to
and
all
don't
the
act like it ain't happening. Like, don't act like it's not happening. I mean, and I get it too. Who do you think I'm going to rip with if I got a couple $100 and I can't afford to buy a box of this shit because it's so expensive because of the secondary market? Thanks, Topps. What happened there? Like, I thought we were going to handle some of that shit. No, it's just secondary market runs things because people got bots when they release it, and they buy them all and then resell it and jack up the price. So the secondary market controls it. And if I've got the money and there's some breaker and they're opening like backdoor breaks or whatever, is every weekend, every time I see it, they're ripping the biggest cards out of the product. Who am I going to go rip with? You know what I'm saying? If I've got the money, I'm going to go to them. Yeah. Because I'm not getting into any fucking breaks though. No, I'm good. I don't like it. It's too much of the gambling aspect. That's not me.
So you only go for like you just buy individual cards that you
for the most part.
You like I want this card,
yeah,
and then you're
I'd rather buy
online
the big
and
hits.
you see something pop up that you're like, oh, I know that's.
Yep.
You look at the grade. You make sure.
No, I don't. I usually buy a lot of raw. I mean, I will. Yep. But the way that I've found that in this hobby, I can make money and not be juiced in somehow is to buy raw cards, create a margin by grading them. So, and now I can't grade every card I buy, of course, but the ones that are worth grading, because if I buy a card for $100 and a graded 10 is $300, I've created a margin there to where I can pay the same price as everybody else, or, say I'm getting that $100 cards at $90, it grades a 10. The phone was on. The phone, I had it on
Amateur
do not
hour.
disturb. Now it's getting turned off. My apologies. And it grades a 10, that means I can I've just created a margin there. Right. So now I've just made a little bit of money to where I'm not going to be overcharging someone. You know what I mean? Because I think there's a lot of like, you know, in the hobby, comic book guy from The Simpsons, like, is real, man. There's a lot of people taking advantage of people's ignorance in this shit constantly. It pisses me off. It really does. The casino life is the hobby life. And that's, I mean, we have to have it right now because it's bringing in new people and stuff. But at the end of the day, dude, I don't know if it'll sustain. Yeah. You know, but I want people collecting cards. Do I want it in every gas station? And when, like it was when we were kids, because I remember getting, I'll go grab you a pack at the 7-Eleven or whatever while I'm getting
a piece of bubble gum.
Yeah, or whatever, you know. So I don't know, man, where it's going, where it's been, but I'm not going to sit here and cry about it and say, doom and gloom, sell your cards because the sky is falling and I'm a little bitch named Doc or whatever. Like, no, that's not what's going to happen. Like, no.
So when you're talking about the prices of these cases, so break it down so I understand like sort of what, because I just remember prices of cards back in the day being like 75 cents.
Yeah, no.
So what's a pack of cards cost?
Oh my God. So
how many cards are in a pack?
So like first 10? Of all, pretty much everybody throws out, if you don't really buy packs of cards anymore. You buy boxes for the most part.
So excessive.
Yeah. Well, in a box, like it depends on what you're going. Like let's start on the lower end stuff, which is a problem. See, I'm used to Panini products. So, but you know, with the Topps product, I don't know, you get maybe 10 packs in each pack, 10 to 12 packs in a hobby box. They have hobby and retail. Okay. Right. So the retail boxes are the stuff that you find at like Walmart, Target, and they usually don't guarantee hits. When you get them from a hobby store, they're guaranteed like, oh, this is a hobby box, so there's 2 autographed cards in there. Guaranteed. You know what I mean? Whereas like you can still get them in the Walmart or Target boxes, but it ain't going to be a guarantee and you're probably not. Okay. But the difference is the cost. The one at Target and Walmart is like $40 to $60. The one at the hobby shops, $400 to $600.
Crazy.
Yeah. But you're guaranteed dope cards, right? Sorry about that. You're guaranteed that you're going to get signed cards, numbered cards, all that. With the retail boxes, the Walmart, Target stuff, you're not that guaranteed. So there's the huge difference.
How do you know? Is there a like, is there any kind of writing that tells you whether it's a retail? Like, what if you ask? Like, what if someone tells you that you're buying a hobby box and it's a retail box?
No. It'll say on there.
The boxes are sealed, so you know someone didn't swap the.
Well, that's the thing
packs.
Is like dudes on Whatnot be lying about it, stuff like that. If you go on there, just be careful who you're buying stuff from, because like I was saying, that comic book guy shows up, rears his ugly head, rips you off for cash money. I see it regularly. Yeah. Pisses me off, and I call people out on it. I get kicked out of their stream, and then I'm the asshole, right? I've been banned from a lot of streams because I don't like shenanigans. I don't like people taking advantage of others' ignorance. But yeah, when it comes to stuff like that, don't buy a retail box. Take all the packs out, because a pack sometimes will look the same, you know. Right. But the box states this is a hobby box. I don't know what Topps verbiage is on the individual packs, but I think it's pretty distinct, you know, so you know. But dudes will rip them and say that they're hobby packs. I've seen that happen so many times when it's not, or lie and just say, this is international hobby. It's like they don't even make an international hobby. Okay? Yeah, lots of dudes on Whatnot doing nonsense like that.
So you pay what? You said like $400 to $600 for a box?
Yeah.
How many packs are in it?
So 10? Yeah, it depends. Like you're buying a box of Flawless, it's $12,000. You get 8 cards.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, dude.
Wait. You get 8 cards in a pack?
There's not a pack.
What? What?
I know. It's like, that's the wildest thing about this. They're like, what? Huh? No, it comes in a briefcase, bro,
okay,
and it's sealed.
Okay, at least that's fancy.
You got to unlock, and then you get just like a stack.
You open it up, and it gives you a little kit.
Yeah. It comes with a little butler, and I could go a lot. I'm not going to. I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to
say what else it does.
Yeah. No, but so, and then it has a little box, and it's got sealed there, but And that's another thing. So people be CT scanning these boxes to see what's in them. So they've been putting like certain things in there like lead or some shit. I don't know. So you can't do that. Yeah. But yeah, that's a problem. So, and then you open it up. It's got another little box with like 8 cards in it, $12,000 to $20,000 or whatever, dude. It's wild. So you're paying like $2,000 a card. Yeah.
But and maybe a card's worth like, I mean,
oh, they have cards in there.
Are you guaranteed that your pack is going to be worth like more than
No way. Oh, dude, the ROI, like that guy mentioned earlier, Chris Sewall, he just had a great video where he did ROI on, he bought a bunch of retail stuff and he spent $200. His ROI was, I believe, like $18.
Yeah.
The ROI was $18
I've seen
out
those
of
before for like Pokemon cards or something where they're like adding up the value of the cards they're pulling.
I would say the ROI on ripping and versus what the cards a single sell is probably like 20 to 30%. You know, what you pay versus what you're going to sell it for. You do get those big hits though. I mean, I've watched people pull cards that are $1 million cards or, hundreds of that. Like, holy shit, that guy just got that in that. Dude, that guy just got $500,000. It's life-changing cards come out of this shit. No joke.
Is there any like horror stories about like what like cards disappearing when you're sending them into PSA or anything like that? Like
every day.
Yeah. Dude. Have you had anything disappear? You had that one thing with the card that had to go back and forth.
No, I've never have I had anything jacked like that and sending it to PSA? No, I always insure my stuff. I'm very serious about insurance. You know what I mean? But that doesn't matter at the end of the day.
Do you use Pirate Ship when you use that stuff?
Yeah.
Shout out to Pirate Ship.
Yeah, sponsor. I use Pirate Ship all the time because I ship a lot of stuff, through whatnot.
I shipped all my synthesizers. Like when I sold all my synths, I shipped them around the world using Pirate Ship, and it was amazing. I had my little like old school scale, and
I'm on my knees for you, Pirate. I'm fanatics. Where we at now? No, but insure everything. I've never had any issues like that. Have I had shenanigans? I just had an eBay shenanigan where some asshole took a tracking number that was a different package that was sent to someone else, put that as my tracking number, says delivered. I don't get anything. What the hell? Where's my package? It says delivered, man. Hey, it's delivered. What happens at your house? I go to the post office and they GPS it where that was scanned. 2 blocks away from my house. Dude took a duplicate tracking number, dropped it in as my tracking number, never got my card. Yeah, eBay was good about it though. I called it out when I talked to little Filipino ladyboy, and he was like,
they seem to side with consumers though.
They do, they really do. No, they do.
That makes me scared. And I'm a seller. That makes me scared about selling
stuff. And I just sold some stuff tonight. And you know what though? They protect me as a seller too because somebody tried some shenanigans recently. In fact, there was a case that just closed where some dude was trying to say that somebody bought the card and it wasn't his credit card, and I'm like, dude, that is not my problem, partner. And then he was trying to say the car never arrived and all this other nonsense. eBay was like, they really grandstanded that they were on my side. Nice. Like they sent me this whole thing like, oh, we just want to let you know we're behind you. And like, so that was good.
So speaking of selling stuff on eBay, I found this, I got to pull up the name of this real quick. I found this like,
how are we doing on time, by the way?
I don't know, man.
We're cruising.
We're doing good.
We're at 40 minutes right now. I can cut this part out.
Feels longer.
No, this is awesome. Good. I think that this is really good, dude. I think this is entertaining.
So there was this. I sent you the app.
Yeah.
Remember, you were like, "What is this?"
Yeah. It gave you send me a lot of.
It gave me some points for.
You overload the amount of pilgrim shit you're sending to me and shit. You're always like, you're overloading some of the memes, special music stuff that you're sending to me oftentimes.
Music stuff, maybe. Okay, so but it was this app that was like you scan. It uses AI to like you upload a photo of something, anything, and it uses AI to figure out what it is, and then it just like builds you an entire like Facebook Marketplace listing or eBay listing just from a single photo that you upload.
Yes.
And so you buy like credits, or I think it's like, I don't know how much.
Oh, is that how they get their money?
It seemed yeah. So that's why I sent it to you. It was like, send this to a friend to get 15 credits, and I'm like, okay,
thanks.
Sam,
way to go. I score.
But yeah, it was like, if I don't know how much it was, like $8 a month, something. It wasn't very expensive, and it would like, you could just like, for me as a hoarder with too much stuff, I keep being like, man, this is going to take me forever to like make listings of all this stuff to sell it.
Oh, dude.
And I started playing with this app, and I'm like, oh my God, this is like the future.
Loved it.
This is how I need to like get everything sold. Not that anyone
Shout
has
out
any.
for this app, Card Chatter, sponsored by this app.
Yeah. I'm trying to find what it's called. I don't even know. This is not doing a good job here. Right? But yeah, man, I don't know. Selling stuff locally, I think it depends where you are. We're unfortunately not in a big city. No. We're in Southern Oregon, and
ain't nothing wrong with that.
No, it's great.
It sucks here. Don't come here. No, it's not where you want to live. It's terrible. No.
but it is broke here, you know. So like so what I've noticed is you can kind of tell how broke your community is by like how long you see things staying up on Marketplace.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Because it'll be like something that like, you know, a few years ago would have just like gone like that, and you're like,
no more pandy money,
lower the price, and
no more
like,
pandy dollars.
Are broke. There's been a few things that I've like hit people up like this some of the gear in here, Razer Kio webcam that we're using. We were trying to use two, and so I saw someone posted the exact same one because I wanted to be able to switch cameras, and it was like $50, or no, the guy had it listed for like 90 or 80, and I was just like, hey, will you take 50? He was just like instantly like, yes, when can you meet? Done. And I'm like, oh,
dude, he probably had that on for 3 months.
Yeah, it could have been
right. Well, I think that this might be a good time. You know, we've introduced ourselves. What we want to do kind of is bring on more conversations. What's going on? I mean, it's good, I think, for us to come out here, say hello, and talk about what we're into. I look forward to receiving, you know, messages from you guys. Let me know what things you want to see. People maybe we want to get on here. You never know, right? I mean, this could blow up.
And our goal here was pretty much just to have fun, and
I need a platform
and shoot the shit. Sam needs a platform. He's got his awesome huge following on Whatnot, and I mean, dude, it's impressive. Hey, it impressed me.
Thanks, dude.
And Whatnot is kind. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's going downhill, wild. But I thought it was pretty cool.
It's interesting. It's a wild, wild west. I've got some people on here that are people that from Whatnot I'd love to interview on here, you know, and do even a segment possibly in the future about like some things that are popping off on Whatnot, and just different segments about like what's going on with cards, all that stuff, you know. It's good to come out here, make a little introduction, say hello, check out this beautiful studio that we're in right now.
Don't turn the camera up. This is the entire.
I mean,
feed
it's not.
Right
it's
here.
It's about the voice, not the look. You know, that's what I tell my girl. So, you know, we're out here and we're gonna be making this happen. I'm excited about it, and I hope you are too.
Yeah, I am. Yeah. You know, it's fun stuff. We got another podcast we're going to be working on too.
Yeah. Irons in the fire.
That I'm sort of spearheading, but you know, for me, this is all new information, and Sam's great at being my mentor here, sort of showing me the ropes for this brave new world of collecting and cards, and
it's a big world, man.
I think it's pretty cool. And so this is a perfect opportunity for me to sit here and just pick your brain, and hopefully there's like some listeners out there, watchers out there that are, you know, in the same boat as me, that like don't know where to start. And Sam's been doing this a hot minute,
I guess. I mean, and I don't know it all, man, but I've usually got common sense, rational opinions on things. And I don't have any.
Talk a little shit on the side,
you know, and I just don't have any. My MO is not to take advantage of others, and you know, and we're not bowing to corporate sponsors or yet. So, but like rationality and just being real, you know, and I think that recipe, I hope is entertaining to the people.
Yeah, I think we've got plenty more fun stuff to talk about. So.
Right on. Well, I'm Sam. My dude
I'm Jordan.
Yeah.
The Player Worn Podcast.
We'll see you next time. Thank you for the introductory episode. Much love and respect. Till next time.